the decade's best produced tracks. Okay, welcome to the studio. Apartment. Today we're going to be taking a look at best produced tracks of this decade. Obviously, I understand as the decade goes on, the production and technology improves. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the best produced track from each year, and we're going to explain why it's the best and why it's changed dance music in some way. Shouldn't really be a surprise. It's going to be Skrillex, Scary Monsters, and Nice Sprites, signed by Deadmau5 and released on Mousetrap. This EP really fucking changed the entire game. This brought bass music into the mainstream. This brought dubstep into the mainstream. This took it really from that UK underground sound and really just Skrillex made it sound like something we have never heard before, and it was just an incredible work of production, especially with what was available 10 years ago. It's something that changed dance music forever, and I don't think we'll see another revolution quite like that for some time, if ever.
You'll never get over me.
Number 9 is in 2011, and it's gonna be Above and Beyond, Sun and Moon. This song really introduced us to the modern day progressive trance, or the 2.0 trance. Seven Lions, Jason Ross, even myself, and Bedroom Logic, they've been adopting melodic dubstep into it, and it's a really cool new twist on it, and I hope it continues to progress like that, because there's a lot of cool stuff coming out of it. (2016's best track, in my opinion, was the Crystal Skies remix of With You by Illenium and Quinn92. This track kind of started to show Crystal Skies' influence on the bass music scene, especially with their detuned leads that they've incorporated into a lot of their tracks. Seven Lions and Jason Ross use a really similar one on Higher Love. Seven Lions uses one pretty similar. I definitely feel like their lead is kind of an interpolation of that classic Seven Lions really high chip lead. But, other than that, the percussion is top notch. They got really nice mixed down. They're really clean when they mix their tracks. A lot of great fills, a lot of great sound design. Their bass fills are some of the best in the game for sure, and every single one is unique, which is a really nice touch. So yeah, that track's a really good one, and it's worth checking out. If you ever visit Beverly, go to Channel Marker Brewery. They have the best sours. It's a good time. Alright, at number 3 for 2017, I had to do 2 of them. I'm really sorry, but they're in different genres, and they're for good reason. They just stand out too much. First one's going to be the pop song, and that is going to be Cashmere Cat and Ariana Grande with Quit. In my opinion, I think this is Ariana Grande's best vocal performance of any of her tracks, and it's no surprise that the mastermind behind it is the greatest producer in pop music, Cashmere Cat. Not many people know that he's a frequent collaborator with Benny Blanco. He produced Senorita recently, and he produced a lot of other tracks with him, and the sounds they create are just incredible. They really set the trend for pop music, kind of like a Diplo figure. But yeah, this track is just so freaking cool with all the percussion and the sound design, and he has the cleanest 808s. Him and Skrillex have the cleanest 808s I've ever heard, and it really just keeps the song going, and it really lets Ariana dominate the track and really make it stand out in pop music. And for the dance music track, we have Illenium and Annika Wells with Crawl Out of Love. This track might have the best vocal processing I've heard and the most well-used vocal processing I've ever heard on a dance music track. The way that it uses Annika's voice to literally suck you in with using bandpass filters and distortion, and then blow it all out with sidechain vocals with those huge super saws. That was really the first time you saw shit like that, and it was an incredible thing to hear. Hearing it live is such a fun experience. Seeing him is always one of my favorite concerts to go to, and this track really just, it fucking makes it cry, but it really makes it cry and headbang at the same time, which is kind of the beginning of that genre. Number 2 in 2018 is also maybe one you might not expect, but it's gonna be Weathin and Radar. God damn, this track's fucking sick. It's definitely like a Madeon influence track with that like 105, 100 BPM just disco beat going. But he really makes it his own with his bass, how he makes that slap bass. I don't know if it's recorded or just using MIDI, but he makes it sound really lifelike, and that's really cool. Vocal processing on the drop is really nice, how he adds the pluck rolls in with the vocal chops. It's a really cool touch. And then just the percussion is really groovy, really nice. It's a classic Weathin kind of like trip-hop, R&B kind of production, and it's just such a unique song that has a really great pop twist on it that I think really got missed over in the dance pop of 2018. It's time for the number one song. The number one song. And it came out this year in 2019. Is the Seven Lions remix of Sahara Love by Above and Beyond. Are you kidding me? This song is a fucking masterpiece. And to be honest, when you first listen to it, you don't know how it's gonna turn out. It does have a very cinema Skrillex remix vibe in the beginning with that percussion, with that drum step kind of movement. So that was cool. The drums are on point, obviously. His snares are some of the best in the game now. They are the best in the game. Who are we fucking kidding? And obviously Zoe Johnson's vocals will carry any song successfully, but it's really when he starts to break it down and you think the song's just gonna come to an end with the way he fades and filters everything out so nicely while still bringing in all of the strings. And then that impact hits, the snares start to build, and you sense something coming, and it just builds and builds and builds, and then that first piano hit is just the most incredible soundscape I've ever heard. It's an incredible piece of work. And that drop, with all of the LFO tools that are going on, with all of the volume automations and the pitch automations, he really left nothing out of this. It is the perfect track. And that second drop, where that LFO just comes right down on you and sucks you up and brings you back down to earth, and then hits you with that second piano riff, that cements it for me. This song is the best produced track of the decade, and I honestly don't think there's a lot that's going to change my mind about that. And I think a decent amount of other people would feel the same way. Well, thanks for coming. I hope you all enjoyed this. Make sure to like and subscribe. I kind of like doing these now, so I'm going to keep making them. All right, catch you in the next one.